of ticket system. So I figure we could go through the system again, and then we'll see what we need to build on today. But in gist, I'm planning to kind of figure out how to. So I have a PDF printing working already. It creates some sort of PDF that we get back in the front end. But now I want to add QR code in the tickets so that you can scan them later. So let's see how that looks like now. So this is the application, if you remember, or you haven't seen it before, right? This is the thing. When we go to organize a portal, we can create a new event. What? It's not important for us right now. Perfect, we have an event, and then we can copy the URL here. So let's say we buy 4 tickets. That looks awesome. So now we have, this is the organizer portal, so you can see what we already got. We have 1 ticket here, 1 order with 4 tickets in it. And if we click print right now, we get this sort of PDF that just says some basic information about the order, and then this blobs will be the individual tickets in the end. Right now we just have some UUID of the ticket. Well, what I'm thinking about now is to add like QR code in this corner so that you can later scan the whole thing and see if the ticket is valid or not. Right. So, but first, I don't know what library to choose because I haven't done the research. Because I figure it's more fun if you see me struggling here than me doing it in my, preparation. Yeah. So let's do that. So QR code printing, or I guess generation in JavaScript. So this is one library that I know that works with this because I checked it up before, but I have no idea if it's going to work for our use case. So what we're doing right now is generating the whole PDF on the backend, so it's not in the browser. And a lot of these JavaScript libraries assume that you're running in a browser. But yeah. We can test this out. Yeah. There's lots of cross-browser with HTML. So it doesn't talk about Node, which is the backend thing. So maybe we should check another one just to be sure. Maybe Node generator. Yeah, I guess that's the one I just checked. What about this one? Yeah, again, this works like with HTML. Which is not what we need, really. Well, let's do previous one. Let's check on GitHub. Maybe they talk about it more. We can search Node or server. No. Cross-browser. I'm a bit scared because this is just cross-browser. So let's do one more time. Yeah, I guess I'm hitting the same things. Oh no, this one says Node QR code. That's promising. works on server and client, which is what we want. I guess that's how you use it. To data URL. So we, if possible, I would like to try to avoid printing it to file, so that I don't need to create some temporary files on the server, but rather just print it to like a, I don't know, byte stream, I guess? Binary data, maybe? No, that's about encoding. Alright, so let's see what they have. This is nice, readme. Create. Oh, toString. How does that work? So it will return XML code, which might be okay. I don't know how our PDF library handles that. Alright, but this seems pretty good because you can choose the output format, so it can be quite flexible. We can probably bend it enough. Let's try this one. So it's QR code, easy enough, I guess. Let's go to our backend. Alright, so just npm install this thing. How are you doing? Feel free to interact with me. There's chat, you can write stuff there. You can sometimes see it. So one more thing I'm gonna do is try to get types because I'm using TypeScript. Alright, so we got the library. Let's try it out. Right, those in here. Let's just take some basic example they have here. Alright, so you just do QR code. And you do this. Alright, seems simple enough. Guess you don't need any fancy stuff. Let's try that. So I'm gonna go here. Let me hide this and show you what I've done so far. So we were talking before about feathers with feathers.js, which is like a tool to auto-generate your backend. And I've used this to generate this service as well, which is orders service. So it handles, it creates all the APIs. In this case, it helps you to set up authentication and such stuff. So we did that, and now all the endpoints are protected. And right now, when we call the GET request with the identifier at the end, maybe I should start Postman. It's gonna be neat. I'm gonna start Postman and show you in real life. Right now, we expect the identifier to be either ID or what I call sysid, but it's like a string identifier of the thing that we're trying to get. In this case, it was order. So when we look in here, So this is how the endpoint looks like, just as orders, and then in our case we're using sysid, which is like the UUID identifier of that order. And what I added last time is this PDF parameter that you can send in. So if you don't send this thing in, alright, so I need to authenticate. I'm gonna do that real quick because I haven't prepared yet. That's on me. Sorry, I'm doing it on the second monitor so you don't all see my passwords. Which could be fun, right? Right. Ooh, now I found a bug. So there's a bug here. When I send it, I get 500 because, yeah, the code sucks. So let's figure it out. If we send PDF, then it still is broken. What? Okay, let's... oh yeah, it's because the order ID is wrong. But still shouldn't give this error back. So if we get the right error... Oh, let's fix the bugs first, maybe. So first error here is that we get cannot read ID of null, which is we get 500. So there's some problem in the code, and what's happening probably is that we asking for order that doesn't exist, and then at some point it fails. So if we check our code here, so we check that identifier is number, that would be like a primary key or something. In that case, we just fetch the order using the primary key, which is the number in this case. But if it's not number, we assume that it's a sysid or the string identifier that we're using, which is publicly exposed. But then we're doing some more stuff. We're trying to generate PDF, and I guess at some point right here we're doing orders.id, but this is null here because we couldn't find the order. So what we need to do here, I guess, do extra check. Or maybe not here, because we still wanted to return nothing if, it finds nothing. So maybe it would be nice to put it here. So if order equals, maybe if equals, well, always get confused, but here. You know what, we can just do if not order. This is pretty cool. And then we can throw some sort of exception. Order not found for identifier. And then we're gonna stick in the identifier that we got before, or like that we get in this function. So, right, let's test this bit. If we send this, right, we get much better error. It still should be probably 400. At some point I'm gonna add better error handling and some middleware that catches specific errors and returns better code, not 500, which is server error code. So there's a HTTP protocol has a bunch of error codes that you're using, and the one starting with 5 meant that there is a problem on the server side. One starting with 4 means that there is something wrong on the client side, meaning the caller of the API. So it can be 404, which is not found, meaning the client put in the wrong address or something, or resource. So this actually should return 404 because we couldn't find the order, so it should return 404. But because that's not the important part, as I mentioned, we're trying to build like a prototype out, So we are skipping these kind of things. But it's definitely good practice to get good error codes in your production codes. So for now, this works great. Let's try what happens if we remove PDF, because that was another bug that we just found. It says cannot read property PDF of null, so we have similar problem somewhere. And it's right here. So it says if params query is not equal null, and do this. So that's that I thought it's pretty good, but seems not. So let's get rid of this. Maybe this will help. So if params and query is defined, and params and query PDF is not null, well, let's just do this. These not nulls. That comes from my Java background. JavaScript is much nicer. We can do this. Let's see. Still getting same error. What it says? Cannot read property PDF of null. Where are we reading PDF? I guess here. So you're saying if params query, that should be. Let's log some stuff out to see what's happening here. If we send it again, this time check a log. Sorry, it's a bit bogus. Alright, so we see that params and query is here, right? So that's not the problem. So this is true. And then this should be false. So let's do this. Query PDF. What's gonna happen now? I think you do this. No? That's okay. Can it still work? Right, so this prints undefined. So the error is probably somewhere else then. Oh, you know what it is? I might know where it is. So saying is PDF, which should be false in our case, isn't it? Is PDF. Is PDF. Right, this is false. So we're not going in here, we'll be doing this. Just parse a bunch of things. And yeah, now I remember. So I created this middleware return types. Let's check this out. So what we're doing here is checking if the data have a PDF field in it. And if it does, then we kind of just pipe it. It's because of a data conversion, because this needs to be actually binary array that we're returning back. So this is the simplest way I could figure out doing this. So otherwise it will call next middleware, and next middleware will actually do the JSON conversions, so it looks nice. But if we're returning PDF, it's problematic because we don't want JSON. We just want the raw data that we're sending in. But here we can see the error. So if data is null, like in this case probably, and then we're trying to do null.pdf, and then we get the error. So let's instead do this same pattern that we did before. If it is and this, then we just say pipe this guy, and it should be awesome. Let's try this out. Right, so no content, but it's successful. That's what we wanted, because this doesn't exist, right? That's why we're getting no content. But if we say PDF, still get no content, which is weird because we just added this catch for PDF, right? But it doesn't work for some reason. So this is good. This is solved, I guess. Let's check this part. Right? This should throw this error now. It's maybe not throwing it, or? Let's look some more stuff. Yeah, let's start here. So what I'm trying to investigate now is that we're getting 204, no content, but we just added a check that should throw an exception if we don't find this order, and it shouldn't find this order, but still we get, right? Here's the problem. It's not trying to print the PDF at all. So why is that? Or am I sending the wrong thing? No, it should be correct. Oh, now I know. So one of my requirements that I put for this parameter, the PDF one, was that it's supposed to work like I just did, like PDF, because normally these parameters have some value, but so if we do value, it probably will work, right? The problem is that if we send this, it's defined, but it's falsy, right? It's empty string probably. The value of this parameter PDF here, it's empty string. Let's double check that. Now it's split. Okay. Oh, right. We don't see it because it's empty. But it's okay. It doesn't say undefined, which you would say if it would be undefined. So we just need to tweak this a little bit more. So this will not do. We just want to say, I guess, is not undefined. Right, so now we get this error that we wanted, and if we remove this bad boy, we still get the expected behavior. So this looks good. So I will commit these changes because they're not related to what we're going to do next. Great. And now let's actually grab correct order ID, which is this thing. Where's this ID? And try it with this. So if we just call it without the PDF parameter, we get data about the order. And notice that this is JSON format. So you get a JSON format. The middleware that we were talking about that handles the conversions between different types doesn't get in right now because we don't have PDF. But if we say PDF here, it says this response cannot be previewed because it's it's a format that Postman doesn't handle. Kind of miss being able to just show raw data. I don't know if it's just me or how to configure it correctly to show raw data even if you can't handle it. But it's because of the headers, the return headers that we get here. They say that the content type is here application PDF, and Postman knows that that's a file, and for some reason he doesn't just want to show it up. But you can save it to file right here, so let's do that. Yeah, we have it there. Alright, so let's files Let's just open it somewhere so you can see it, how it looks like. Ooh, I have a lot of messy things there. Alright, let's download it once again. Because I just cleaned the stuff where it goes to my home folder. Alright, so here it is. We get the PDF 4 tickets as we bought. Took a long time to get here, but we are here now. Alright, so we can continue with the QR code now.